COM F5 Office Pro PayPal integration. We'll start out with a little story, okay, about my sales. They were great, but I had some problems. I was selling things online, but my PayPal account didn't talk to my database. So there was no communication between my PayPal account and my Office Pro account. That meant that every time I made a sale, my buyer's information had to be recorded twice. My customers recorded their information in PayPal when they were making the sale, and then I had to use that information from PayPal and get things recorded into my database so that I could then thank my customers properly, send out follow-up campaigns, upsell, and just know that my clients were being organized and managed inside of my database. I also had to manually flag my database so that I would know which clients were buyers and which were non-buyers. And so sometimes that would cause me a delay in delivery or fulfillment, and everything that's manual can possibly cause an error here or there, and it was just time consuming. It just took a lot of time. So I was very happy when Office Pro and PayPal went through an integration through Office Pro. Okay, so our COM F5 Office Pro developers integrated PayPal and given us a feature where I'm not having as many problems or even the same problems anymore. As a matter of fact, I'm having lots of benefits because my buyer is recorded automatically in my database, and my buyer can be placed on any list I choose. My buyer can receive secure information from me, like links to a webinar or an event, or just information that I want them to receive because of their purchase. And I'm provided with real-time records, and I have control to make changes in any of the features at any time. And I also have the Office Pro customer relationship management tools that help me build relationships. I really love the tools, and I can use them anytime at my disposal. And it's especially beneficial because I have sales online. So to get started, it's very easy. I'm going to start you out, and I'm not going to give you every single detail because guess what? I'm going to tell you how you can get every single detail here. But I'm going to start you out with where do you find the integration tool. You'll find it in Power Tools in your back office, Office Pro, and then you'll see the integration icon. When you click on that, you will go to the feature that will allow you to configure PayPal. The first thing I'm going to say is view the video tutorials. Don't skip the video tutorial. I believe it's only 8 minutes long or so. So it's very short but packed full of great information, very straightforward, and you're going to get a lot of ideas when you hear how it's laid out. It's going to really help you get started. But this very brief video here is just to give you an overview. And so inside of your PayPal configuration, you're going to find your IPN or URL for PayPal. You're going to copy that. It's going to be very important. That's your instant payment notification code. And you're going to use that to let PayPal know you want to get notifications. And as soon as you copy that, then you're going to want to go over to, you are in Office Pro, you copy your IPN, and then you're going to want to go over to PayPal and put your IPN in PayPal. Now, your PayPal screen might not look exactly like mine because PayPal is actually going through an update of their screen. They will allow you to visit the old looking screen like this one, or you can go into the newer screens. So if you can't find what I'm getting ready to explain to you here, then you're going to want to just go into PayPal, into their search feature, and you'll be able to find everything you need. Inside your account, you'll be looking for your profile. Then you'll look at that drop down and you'll find your settings and you'll open your settings. That's going to take you to the screen that's going to allow you to choose instant payment notification. That's the way you integrate PayPal payment notifications with your website. And when you click on update for that line, then you're going to receive a little box that's going to allow you to put the code in that you took from your COM F5 Office Pro site. When you put your code in to the notification URL box, you're going to make sure then that the IPN button is turned on. If it's off, it might not be on, but you'll be able to see that in your account. And then you're going to click Edit Settings, and guess what? You're going to have your IPN is going to be set. Then you're going to move ahead inside PayPal. You're still in PayPal, and you're going to create your buy buttons. So you're going to create a button for each item that you want to sell, or you're going to use buttons that are already made. You can edit those. So you'll start out in Merchant Services. You'll see the Create button option. You'll also see the option to choose any buttons that you've already created, so you don't have to start from scratch. You can use any buttons that you have in there. And how are you going to use those buttons? Well, I'm looking at a page for buttons that I've already saved. I would click on the Action drop down, and it's going to bring me a menu that's going to allow me to either edit the button, view the existing code, or you see right in the drop down I'll be able to create a new button. So you can't get lost there. When you open up a button that already exists, or you're creating a new button, if you did, the fields would be blank. This one is one I've already created, and I have the name there, and I have the item ID. That's one of the most important things about the integration process, that you use a unique item ID for every button you create. Now it's time to go back into your Office Pro and put your PayPal Buy Now button info in Office Pro. So you were over in PayPal, you created your buttons, you gave them a unique ID, and now you're back in Office Pro to tell Office Pro, here are my buttons. So you click on New PayPal, and it will take you to the screen that will allow you to put all the information about your buttons in that you created in PayPal. Now, let me say this. If all of your buttons you want the same transactions to occur, and you want the same actions to occur every time a person makes a sale, you don't want anything different, you want the same thing to happen, then all you have to do is type for the name, all transactions, and then for the PayPal tracking ID, you'll get a drop down that will let you choose all transactions. What do I mean by that? I mean, if you have a book, or you have 3 books, and you want to sell them, you have them all on your website. When anyone clicks any one of those books and buys them, then they will come into your list. You know that we don't duplicate in Office Pro, so you don't have to worry about them coming into getting more than one email from you when you have that set up. If you don't have any letters set up, if you don't want any letters set up, you can just have them purchase your product and just know that they're in your list. That in itself is huge, because you could keep your database together with one set of actions. However, if you happen to want to know exactly who bought which book, and you gave each book its own ID in your PayPal account, you gave each book its own item ID, then you can do a little bit more finite marketing and managing what's going on. So what does that mean? That means when you go into your Office Pro and set up the information about the buttons that you have in PayPal, you would pick PayPal item ID. That lets Office Pro know that you want to track each item. and you put the unique PayPal item ID that you created next to each button as you created it. You can also do the same thing for PayPal donations if you have more than one type of donation. If you're a church and you have a donation for the youth team, donation for the choir, or a donation for building funds and maintenance, then you can track those donations differently, even though they're all being donated to the same organization. So I think you get where I'm going with that. Now, once again, let's look at what upselling will do. You have more than one item. The client buys an item, and now you want them to be introduced to and gain interest in and make a purchase of another item. So as soon as they buy your first item, you can have the system stop all autoresponders about the first item they purchased and have the system send them a letter for the next item that you would like them to take a look at. And it can be a campaign or it can be any letter you desire. You can leave them in a list or you can remove them. You might want to remove them from the first list that was selling them the first item, and you might want them to go into other lists, or of course you want them to go into the list for the second item that you'd like to sell them. And of course you would have had all these letters made up already. This is very powerful to be able to select the information that you want them to have. So let's go over it again. You can stop all autoresponders so that they will stop receiving information about an item they've already purchased. You can pick the next item's letter and send it to them to get them prepared and introduce them to the next item. You can select any list or any from any you can select your letter from the library and any letter that you want to send them or a campaign. You can put them on a different list so that you'll know they're being prompted for the second item, and they can belong to multiple lists. So for example, if they are a member of the choir already, but they're also purchasing a ticket for an upcoming travel event, then they'll be kept informed about the travel event, but they won't be removed from the information that's being sent out to the choir for next Sunday's service. So I put together a few tips that I found I believe work very well for a smooth setup. I'd like for everyone to view the officePRO tutorial. It is super. This is just a broad brush view just to get you excited about the power of this feature, not to actually tell you an individual setup, because it could go in 1,000 different ways, as many ways as you have clients and you have products. But it would be good if you know the type of PayPal account you already have, whether you have a business account or a personal account or an expanded business account. PayPal has several different accounts and you should know which one you have first. I think that makes it easier. Also, if you have any kind of redirect already set up in PayPal, you're going to want to do a little test and see how this might affect any redirect that you already have there. This is something that's personal between your PayPal account and you. It's also good, I think, if you would know the type of PayPal ID system you're going to set up. So, for example, if you're going to name all of your items with 6 digits starting 00001 and then 00002, however you're going to set them up, because that is going to be the success of your email tracking coming back to you. Be unified with your naming system. So think about it very carefully. It's your inventory. They're your products. You probably already have a system set up. All you have to do is put it into your PayPal system. Now, if you have a lot of items and you copy. Let's say I have 36 buttons. They're all for scarves. But each scarf has a different name, and each scarf has a different pattern, so forth and so on. But I can still copy the buttons because each scarf has certain similarities, the same shape, maybe the same price. I would have to remember for each of those buttons that I copied to put in a unique identifier so that the Office Pro system could recognize and track those clients for me. I advise that you create a demo. I just created a demo with a dollar item inside, and I had a colleague sent them an invitation to make the purchase. They made the purchase and they received all of my information after the purchase. They got a letter from me and they then went into my autoresponder system and everything has been working fine. So create a demo item, my suggestion, and test, test, test. This is powerful and it's fun and you can grow with it. I don't know what could be better because now everyone who buys is in my database. Everyone who makes a purchase from me. It's automatic. I can upsell to the next product or I can start a campaign. It's got me looking like a pro in Office Pro because I can identify buyers from non-buyers. So that's it. Office Pro, PayPal integration. I can hear your mind spinning with all kinds of ways that you're going to use this feature. No more headaches. So glad you joined us. Bye-bye.